Everybody wants the success, the money, the achievement, the notoriety, whatever their version of I made it looks like. That's what we're told to chase. Set the goal, grind for it, visualize it, get obsessed, lock in, win. Cool. But what nobody really talks about is what happens after you get the thing, after you cross the finish line, after everybody's done clapping for you. What happens when that chase you've been in is over? Because for a lot of people, that's where the real struggle starts. Nobody ever talks about the crash that comes right after the win. And let me say this for the literalists. No, it's not everybody. Some people can win and feel amazing. And the difference has everything to do with identity. The ones who stay fulfilled after winning, they never tied their self-worth to the grind. Their happiness wasn't, I'll be happy when. Their happiness was, I'm allowed to be happy now. But if you've built your identity on struggle, that's when achieving success actually feels like a loss. Because without the fight, who are you? And that's the part that nobody prepares you for. You work your ass off to get the thing. Then what? Oftentimes, the then what is silence or depression or confusion. You fought for the goal. You sacrificed for the goal. And you convinced yourself that once you got it, it would change everything. And for a second, it does. But then the high fades and all you're left with is just you. No more next step, no more mountain to climb. And for a lot of people, that stillness after the win sucks because the thing that they have been chasing isn't producing the feeling that they thought they were going to get. You know, you hit the goal, you land the sale, you win the championship, and you feel nothing. Or worse, you feel anxious or unfulfilled. And if there's no goal beyond that one, that's where sabotage creeps in. Because what you were chasing was never just the goal, it was a feeling. And when your mind's been running on that chaos of building something, or the pressure to perform at a high level, or the fear of going back where you used to be, then that stillness after that win, it actually feels like something's wrong. Because you don't feel normal without some struggle. You don't feel normal without something to work towards. In psychological terms, you don't feel safe in success because all your safety came from the struggle. Now remember, this is all subconscious. You're not choosing to feel off. Your system is just reacting to that loss of pressure. And this isn't just you, this is biology. For millions of years, humans survived by chasing the next thing, the next meal, the next point of safety, the next win. So therefore, your brain treats success like a checkpoint and not a finish line. That's why the high fades. That's why you start itching for the next problem to solve. Your nervous system is literally trained to believe if we stop moving, we die. But here's the modern truth. You're not running from lions anymore. The chase is optional at this point. But your nervous system has not gotten the memo, and so when the fight's over, it panics. You don't even realize it's happening because from the outside, everything looks good. You hit the goal. You proved what you needed to prove. Maybe you got some money. Maybe you got a trophy. You should feel good, but underneath all that, your nervous system is still looking for something to fix. Your body is looking for that pressure that it became used to. And this is what's so fascinating about us as humans. We literally get addicted to the chemicals that are produced whenever we're in the grind of accomplishing something. When you're creating or chasing or building something, your body is pumping out adrenaline and cortisol and dopamine. And if you do that long enough, your system starts depending on it. So when the pressure's gone, when you don't have a goal or a crisis or something to accomplish, your subconscious starts making up problems just to get that chemical hit that you used to get from the chase. That's why you start picking fights that don't need to happen, starting new projects that you don't give a shit about, finding problems just to feel useful again, overcommitting, overthinking, saying yes to shit that drains you, or destroying the momentum that you've already built. Because deep down, you're more familiar with struggle than you are stillness. And that's what makes it tricky because you call it being driven. You call it ambition. You call it, I just like staying busy. But really, you don't feel safe unless there's a fire to put out. And the crazy part is This is your body trying to keep you safe based on the version of safety that it learned. Stress, chaos, being needed, always fixing something. That was your default. So when things slow down, when you ain't got nothing to chase or to fix, your body doesn't actually feel calm. It feels off. So what's our nervous system do? It starts looking for pressure or tension or something to solve. And you see this everywhere, not just in your life, but you see it in people that have made it to the top. We'll use the UFC as an example. A fighter will become champion, then retire and walk away. 6 months or a couple years later, they're right back. Some may need the money, sure, but for others, it's because sitting at home drove them insane. They couldn't just sit with the quiet. They missed the chaos, the training camps, the pressure, the fire, and their body craved it even if their heart wasn't in it anymore. Because when the war ends, most people don't know who they are without it. And most of us do the same thing. We just do it in a different way. You're not doing it on purpose. You're not trying to burn yourself out. It's just that your nervous system doesn't know how to relax without guilt. It doesn't know how to feel safe unless there's something to fix. So when things are going good, you feel like you're slipping. You feel like you're missing something. Like you need to do more, push harder, or stay on the edge just to feel like you have value. So what do? You got to get your body used to slowing down without panicking or creating new problems, and without thinking that you're, falling behind because you're not actively always doing something. That's it. That's the work. And if it sounds impossible, think about the athletes that retire and stay retired. The ones who don't come back for that one more fight. What's their secret? They didn't just quit. They redefined what safety actually felt like. They trained their nervous system to think, calm isn't boredom, it's recovery. Their value isn't in what they produce, it's in who they become. That's the shift, not more discipline. And yeah, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel like something's off. Probably gonna be boring. You're gonna wanna reach for a new problem or a new project just to feel normal again. But that's not progress. That's your old system that chased chaos showing up. This is where identity actually shifts. You stop needing pressure to feel productive. You stop looking for fires to put out just so you feel valuable. And you learn how to feel calm without guilt. Now, let me be clear here. I'm not saying don't have another goal. You should. But what I'm saying is the next goal shouldn't be a distraction. It can't be the next thing that you chase just so that you don't have to sit with yourself. You can have another mountain lined up, but just don't climb it because you're scared to sit at the top of this one. Now let's make this simple. You don't need a full reset. You don't need a retreat on the beach. You just need to teach your nervous system to stop freaking out when life finally feels calm. Here's a couple micro habits that you can start putting into your daily life to start rewiring your identity. Number 1, take 5 minutes every day to just sit in silence. No phone, no distraction, no TV, no computer, nothing. Just you. Just let your system stop buzzing. Stop distracting yourself. Just for 5 minutes. Just incorporate 5 minutes. Start there. Second thing is celebrate the small wins out loud. Not everything needs to be followed by a what's next. Practice just letting good be good without earning more of it. Number 3, and this is a big one, pause before you say yes. If you always say yes to everything, slow down before you answer. You need to ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Or am I just saying yes out of obligation or guilt? Number 4, and this is a good one, cut one unnecessary pressure out of your life. Pick one thing that you're currently doing out of either guilt, fear, or ego and drop it. You got to give your body proof that rest doesn't equal failure. Number 5, create check-ins with yourself every night. As you lay down, just ask yourself, was I busy today or was I present today? Because every 5 minutes of being present is going to start rewiring your mind. And that's what we're trying to do. Rewire your mind. You won. Now sit the down and enjoy it for once. The mountain's not going anywhere. If you know somebody that's like this, that's always on to the next thing before ever just accepting the win, send this to them. If you know a workaholic that can't slow down, send this to them. If you're not already, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I would appreciate it if we start some dialogue in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me where your head's at. Tell me what you need help with. I read all the comments. Thank you so much for spending time watching or listening to this. As I always say, make good choices, and I'll see you on the next one.